Logos, pathos, and eros, three fundamental concepts that shape not only our understanding of the world but also the very essence of human experience. Originating in ancient Greece, these terms go far beyond mere definitions, tapping into the heart of how we think, feel, and desire. Aristotle, in particular, systemized the use of logos and pathos in his rhetoric, recognizing their power and persuasion, while eros, a force of its own, speaks to our most primal instincts. Together, these three ideas offer a blueprint for understanding human nature that remains as relevant today as it was in antiquity. Let's begin with logos, the Greek word for reason, order, and word. Aristotle saw logos as the foundation of rational discourse, the way we engage with facts, logic, and structure. It is through logos that we make sense of the world, drawing connections between ideas, formulating arguments, and discerning truth. In a way, logos is the language of the mind. Aristotle believed that any persuasive argument had to rest upon solid reasoning, for without logos, we are easily lost in a maze of confusion and contradiction. We see logos alive in modern times through our reliance on science, data, and evidence-based reasoning. Consider how we make decisions today, whether in politics, law, or personal relationships. Facts matter. But as Aristotle knew well, facts alone rarely move us. The truth will set you free, Jesus once said, and yet it is the way that truth is framed, through logos, that truly has the power to transform lives. Next is pathos, the realm of emotion. Aristotle understood that while logic could persuade the mind, it was emotion that captured the heart. Pathos is the deep well of human feeling, the emotional appeal that drives us to action. From speeches that stir our passions to stories that bring us to tears, pathos reaches into our souls, revealing our shared humanity. Think of Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech. It was filled with logos, but it was the overwhelming pathos, the raw emotional resonance, that made it unforgettable. Today, pathos is everywhere on social media, in advertising, and activism. We are constantly being asked to feel something, to connect on a visceral level. From the viral videos that tug at our heartstrings to the outrage we feel when injustice hits close to home, pathos shapes our responses. Aristotle recognized this, and today's world only amplifies its importance. In a world of logic and data, pathos reminds us that we are more than thinking machines. We are beings of passion, empathy, and vulnerability. And finally, there is eros. While often associated with romantic or sexual love, eros in its broader sense encompasses a force much more powerful, a longing, a yearning for connection, beauty, and transcendence. Plato described eros as the driving force that moves us toward the divine, a desire not only for physical connection but for truth, wisdom, and enlightenment. In modern times, eros finds expression in our endless pursuit of meaning, our desire to find purpose, to connect deeply with others, and to seek something greater than ourselves. Whether in love, art, or spirituality, eros is the fire that drives us toward creation and fulfillment. Sigmund Freud saw eros as one of the key forces in human life, a life-giving energy that contrasts with the destructive force of Thanatos. In a world that often feels fractured, eros calls us back to what binds us together. Aristotle's use of logos, pathos, and the unspoken yet ever-present eros remains a vital framework today. When we speak, argue, or create, we still draw on these ancient forces. We use logos to establish credibility and form the bones of an argument. We engage pathos to ensure our message resonates emotionally. And we are ever motivated by eros, the unseen force driving our deepest desires for connection, beauty, and meaning. In the words of Aristotle himself, the aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. This perfectly encapsulates the role of pathos and eros, appealing not just to what we see or know logically, but to what we feel and yearn for beneath the surface. Whether in politics, love, art, or daily life, logos, pathos, and eros still form the pillars of human interaction. In the age of information overload, logos helps us find clarity. In a world often marked by division and pain, pathos connects us in shared feeling. And in a life that can sometimes seem meaningless, eros reminds us to reach for something more, something transcendent. As Carl Jung once remarked, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Whether through reason, emotion, or desire, we are all alchemists, engaging in the eternal dance between logos, pathos, and eros. These ancient concepts endure, not because they are relics of the past, but because they continue to explain the very essence of who we are. Thanks for listening.
Nate.